And today is the Global Peace Day. It's a day that we must remember peace. Love and happiness will eternally walk with you. Thank you for joining me, and I'm really honored to be here. To begin, I would like to start with the lighting of a candle and the lighting of an offering of cedar and mugwort. To honor our ancestors and our beginnings, and to honor the plants and trees and this beautiful planet we live on. Peace is very important to all of us. And I had to laugh a little bit this evening before I started, because when I got home, my home was in disarray from all of this construction with pounding. And I thought, how appropriate that today, where we recognize and honor peace, I come into my home and find that I'm being asked to bring peace into my life before I prepare. Peace is not something that is somber and elusive. It is something that is well within reach. And each of us have learned from the beginning as children how to find that place of peace. For some of us, it was coloring. Some of us, it was walking, playing, hopscotch, ball, reading a book. But we all knew it as children. And we all recognized the reason for peace. And as we grew older, it became more elusive to us. And we thought that we had to do a certain way. We had to be a certain person. We had to live a certain way in order to find peace. And we craved it and craved it. And as we became more in discomfort, we sought peace. And we look outside at the world and we notice that there isn't a lot of peace right now in the world. And we are craving it, we are wanting it. And the first place to find that peace is within. For me, oftentimes it is that gentle, quiet moment, or it may be a burst of laughter that brings the peace here within my heart so that I can share it out there with others. I would like to tonight take us, and I ask that you join me in a simple little guided meditation to bring that peace up into our heart space and allow it to flow out through us and into the world. So I'd be very honored if you join me. Find the center, take a deep breath, and close your eyes. Another deep breath, and just sit quietly, finding the center for you, wherever that may be. Taking your focus down to your solar plexus. Take a moment and begin to imagine a soft, yellow, warm light as it grows brighter and brighter, still retaining that warmth, that inviting, that comfort, and allow it to gently swirl into a spiral within your solar plexus, and allowing it to grow larger and larger, and still retaining that soft, warm, comforting, gentle yellow glow. And then allow it to just permeate out. Allow it to flow down your legs, down your thighs to your knees, and into your feet. Allow it to find its way to the tips of your toes, warming your feet. Allowing it to give you comfort and a sense of connectedness And then feel it move up the back of your calves, up the back of your thighs, and slowly find its way to the base of your spine. And let it pool itself there. The warmth and the comfort, allowing it to just gently move, entwining itself up your spine, slowly, like warm melted butter, as it moves up your spine, filling you with warmth and comfort. And now it is reaching the top of your shoulders. And let it just rest there a moment. Give it permission to just sit and take the heavy loads off of your shoulders. Let that pressure and stress flow into that warm, yellow, buttery color, warmth, energy, and let it be carried away. And then down your arms, slowly, relax in your arms. Again, release the weight, all that you feel you must carry, and then allow it to go to the fingertips, warming your hands, feeling the connectedness of your feet and the warmth there, connecting you to the earth, and the warmth of your fingers, the companions, your feet that carry you everywhere, and your hands that touch others. And then allow this warm, buttery yellow to flow up your neck to your head. Give it permission to take the worries from your mind. Allow it to replace within your mind a sense of connectedness, of love, and of peace. Don't rush. Let it continue to feel and fill up your mind. And then across your forehead, releasing the wrinkles and the decisions that must be made daily, giving it up to the warm, comforting yellow energy, allowing it to be dissolved. And then cross your face, your cheeks, your lips, down into your throat, and allow it. Release those harsh words. Just release them and allow the peace and the comfort to fill your throat. And then down into your heart space. Take your time here. Feel that warmth. Feel the love. Let your heart be comforted, so it too can feel the peace that comes with knowing that there is comfort and love available to you. Your heart is large, so allow this warm, comforting yellow energy to fill your heart. Even when you think it's full, take a deep breath and allow even more to come. And then, letting it still fill your heart, let this comforting yellow warm energy reconnect with the spiral that is still building in your solar plexus. And sit for a moment and just feel the movement and the spiral from your solar plexus, continual filling and feeding of this warm, comforting, peaceful energy through your body. And each tension and second guessing and discomfort, allow it as it moves through your body, release that into the yellow warmth, wonderful, comforting, peaceful yellow energy. Let the day's worries be lifted by this. Allow the peace from the earth that we walk upon flow from your toes, meeting with this other yellow, warmth, comforting energy. Let them move together so that you can begin to feel the peace and comfort that resides on this beautiful planet that we walk upon. So that you can begin to feel the truth of what looks like turmoil, but is truly just this beautiful planet growing. Let that peace and comfort to flow and mix with this wonderful, comforting solar plexus energy, and allow it together to intertwine around your spine, working into your DNA, connecting deeply with you, so that that connection of this beautiful star planet we call Earth is becoming more and more connected and filling you with peace, a deep, ancient, wise peace, a deep, ancient understanding of peace, so that you too can walk on this earth in a peaceful state. Gift your worries and your discomfort as this energy moves once again over your shoulders. Gift it to this energy, those discomforts and your worries. Release it and let it flow away as you are filled with a warm, comforting yellow energy. A peaceful, warm and comforting energy. It is filling your body. It is giving and gifting to you a deeper understanding of peace and how you are peace. And then as it flows over your face and relaxes and the wrinkles and the worries are all disappearing, and again, it finds your throat chakra. And any harshness is released and given up. And peace is filled in its place. And then down to the heart chakra, as you notice, there is still room, ample room for even more of this beautiful yellow, warm, comforting, peaceful energy to fill your heart. And as it is filling, you notice that there is a yellow glow that is emanating from your heart space and going out into the world. And as it goes out into the world, it is not diminishing the warm, yellow, wonderful, comforting, peaceful energy that is filling your heart space. No, that space is constantly filled as you give out to the world the peace that you feel and you know. And just continue to allow the refilling and the gifting of peace out into the world. Continue to breathe and relax and enjoy this. And continue to release discomforts, worries, confusion, and attempts to be perfect. Allow that to be removed from you. As your heart space is filled, notice that it still continues to, the peace is continually being released out into the world from your heart space. And then take 3 deep breaths. 1, and again. 2, and 1 more. And then take your consciousness, bring it back into your room where you are. But don't disconnect from the energies that are flowing. There is no reason to disconnect. These energies, this peace, this connection to the planet and to the world at large and to yourself does not need to be connected. As you noticed when we were working, the energy is continually flowing and going out and being refilled. And yet, you know the world was still working and going and being and doing. But the peace that you felt inside and that you were releasing out into the planet, it doesn't end. It is eternal. It goes, it flows. It goes, it flows in, it flows out. And you did not have to disconnect from the energy and the peace being fed to you in order to give out. That is the important thing about peace that I have discovered, is that yes, the peace within us, we can walk it out into the world. But it's not a separation or a disconnection. It doesn't only start when we wake up, and it doesn't end when we tell it to end. It is a constant flowing energy, just like a stream is a constant flowing energy. Yes, we know there's headwaters, and we know it flows out into the ocean, but it never stops. It is constantly refilled. It never stops. Even in times of drought, there is always still a trickle that keeps going. It is always still refilled, and it always still gives. And that is how peace is. The peace that we have within, as we express it out into the world, it is not stopped, and we are not depleted. No, that doesn't happen. That is the way all things are, and that is the way everything works within the cosmos. What is you, as they talk about as above, so below, you see that the stars do not fall. They're constantly there. They're not diminished. That is the message for us and for peace. It does not become diminished when we share our peace. It is renewed as we are renewed. And it isn't only for one day, it is for every moment and every time. It's also really important to understand that you can be in peace and still have emotions and still react to a situation and still feel the anger. It is when you carry that over and over and over again that becomes the front piece instead of the piece, that there is confusion and chaos and harm in some instances, harm to self. So don't deny your emotions, because they're part of what make you a human. Don't deny those, but don't let those only be your guide. Let your soul and the peace and the beauty within be the guide in the way in which you walk in the world. And for so many, in the world, and I don't want to focus on the United States because it seems like we have been in such chaos for almost a distinct year of it constantly being focused. But I think that it's throughout the world. I mean, we see the wars and the poverty and the anger and the upheaval and the harming. And it is important to be aware of where people are in need so that we can focus and send distinct focused energy to those areas as far as peace and love and kindness. It is also important to know that when you send that, we also need to take action. That it is not just sending, but it is taking action. And how do you take action is based on how you're guided to take your action. It can be writing a letter. It can be sending money. It can be contributing to something in some way that will then benefit others. So it is really important that not only do we do our meditations and say our prayers, but we also include actions in with this because it is the combination of those two items that we will be able to see the change and know that there is peaceful areas much more prolific on this planet. It is also important that we reserve as much judgment as possible to actions and items that are taking place, because that disturbs and does not create peace. We are not privy to every person's path and what it is that they are to experience. That judgment does harm more often than help. Other items of peace and how it is in the world is just the gentleness of a smile, the opening of a door, picking up something as someone has dropped something. That creates peace. Again, it's the action. We think about it. We live. We know and understand that we can create change, but it doesn't happen unless we actually act upon that change. So maybe you don't have the financial means to help others, but you do have a smile that you can share with others. You do have the ability to comment and to place a gentle and kind word to someone that creates peace within them. It is those little simple acts that are of benefit rippling out into the world that have far more reaching effect than spending the money. I think sometimes we forget that it is the simplest things in our lives that create and develop peace and loving relationships. It is sometimes we forget when we're in line, when we're tapping our foot because we're in a hurry to be somewhere, that we forget that that's disruptive. And if we just become calm and peaceful ourselves and are willing to wait and have that moment, allowing others to have their moment, that peace is created. I think sometimes we think of it as a lofty ideal when it really is a simple little concept that will have a magnitude effect on so many people. You know, the child that can't reach at the grocery store the item, the box of cereal that they want to be of help to their mother. We reach for it, we gift it to them. That creates peace within that moment in time. Again, a simple little act. So many things that are just simple that can be done. I think sometimes we try to complicate things. We think of peace as being a lofty ideal and something to aspire to when it really is an everyday act. Even tonight when I came in and saw once again my house in upheaval from the remodel, something I didn't ask for, but still it is a benefit to me the meekness of the construction worker asking if he can come through my house to get the cord so he can go home, inviting him in, making a joke about it, allowing him to relax because he knows he's interrupted my evening, sets a sense of peace within that moment so that he can go home, hopefully in a much more relaxed environment. And I know that I don't want any disturbance in my home because I want to have calm and peacefulness in my home. So it is those simple little acts, those simple ways of being towards each other that create the peace, which is really the peace that will make the change in the world. It is seeing someone as a soul rather than the disgruntled person on the phone. It is understanding that each person has discomfort in their life. So being the one who is peaceful and calm and patient, at the same time setting boundaries so that they can understand that they are not going to be attacked for this. I think many people who are in customer service will tell you that if they just are calm on the other end of the line, that it seems to diffuse the situation, helping other people to find the peace within. It's not complicated. It's simple. How many of us have had a child give us a dandelion because it's a beautiful flower and one they can pick and it won't be in trouble? And how that little dandelion that is deemed a weed currently brought peace to us in that moment. It stopped us in our tracks in the rush of our world and brought peace to us. It's those simple little acts, those simple understandings. The willingness to stop and listen to someone tell the same story over and over again. It is that peace. It is that moment. It is that which brings peace into the world. So, before we wander out into the world each day, how can we best take peace out into the world? Very simply, by finding the value and the peace within you. It can be a prayer, it can be a meditation, it can be as simple as looking in the mirror and saying, "You've got this, I love you." It is those little acts towards ourselves, the caring, the honoring, that creates the peace within us, that when we walk out into the world, we are peaceful. And that is what makes the change within it. Thank you very much for spending this time with me to feel the earth and the warmth and the energy of peace, and letting the days, worries, and struggles fall off of us so that we can have a moment of peace and collection and love and honoring for ourselves so that it goes out into the world. Hail and farewell. Thank you.